Okay, we're back. Back with the IP17 Heathkit regulated high voltage power supply. Well, as always, whenever you're troubleshooting something like this, it's something you overlooked, and it was something simple, of course. Turns out, you can see that little resistor right down in there. Let me see if I've got something to point with that I can't get electrocuted by. Yeah, right down here. That's a 470k ohm resistor. I had stuck a 470 ohm resistor in there. That's R12, and that's the voltage divider between the regulator and the control voltage tube and the pass tubes. Yeah, when I pulled that out and put that, I didn't have a 470k. I had two 240ks, which turns out it's 476k ohm. It measures out with the two twisted together and put in circuit. I fired it up, and hey, what do you know? Lo and behold, we have voltage control. And you can see we got a red LED here for indicating our volts, B+, and right over here we've got, we're monitoring that on the Agilent. Turn it up, you can see the voltmeter, 150. There's my 200 right there. It's 205. 300 on the voltmeter. About 311, 312 actual volts. And go right on up to 400. It says about 390 there, but we've got it 406. It's 406 volts. And no problems. And then we go over here. You can see the LED I put in there in place of the neon. I got a red LED in there, and then there's the orange LED for the C- volts. And you can see that that tracks right there at 25, and we're at 25.3. 50 volts, or 50.52. 75. It's about 79 volts there. Gotta get that glare off. There we go. And 100 volts. Sitting at 105. And this will go all the way up to 129. 129 volts. And as you can see, R1 is not smoking. And turn off the standby. We can go over here now and check the I got 6.9 volts there, and then in here we got 13.8. Let's see if that drops down. That's pretty high. I don't know if I'd want to run 12 volt filaments on 13 point. I might have to put a dropping resistors in there or something. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out. Maybe I'll ask Paul and see what he says. But anyway, I'm going to button it back up. I ordered some 470k ohm resistors. I'll replace that twisted pair with a proper single proper value resistor. And I got the green power on indicator light. Works great, as you can see. And well, that's about a wrap up on this. Excellent. And you can see I rewired with some really good Belden wire. It's 1000 volt rated insulation. I rewired the whole 6L6 setup there. Redid the heater and everything. And you can see there's the I made two little circuit boards with a RL and a diode to drop the voltage and smooth it out into a nice smooth DC. And you can see the red for B+, orange for C-. Alright, that about wraps it up. Thanks everybody. Okay, real quick, I guess we'll go over this is the pile of parts that came out of the IP17. Right here you can see all the caps. This is one that I destroyed. I wired it in backwards. It blew up when I turned it off. Switched off the current limit. These are all the diodes and resistors. This is the knob that I used to replace these. When I put new pots in, they didn't have the notches in them. They were solid round shafts, and these have that little deal set up so that it aligns with, depending on where these are positioned, and then you slide that insert in and then it locks it into place. So couldn't really use those on the round ones anyway, and so I masked this off, and you can see where I painted the face and the edge here to match the pretty good match on the original. And this one is still a fairly strong tube, this Tungsol 5881. This one's a little tired. You could use it for a little while, but I wouldn't. It's not real good. It started really going into weak zone. I also replaced all the exterior screws on this they were slot style. They were getting corroded. Some are even just straight rusty. These are stainless steel that came with the thing. This fancy little screw here is missing one back here. It's got the other straps mounts on the other side. I painted the cabinet, polished the meter faces, replaced all of the binding posts. The only things I didn't replace really are the switches, the meters, and the transformers. Everything else, oh well, the printed circuit board, some of the wiring harness, but these are the wires that were running from the tube sockets down to the circuit board, and I replaced them with some good Belden wire, 1000 volt rated. And also, I would really like to personally thank Mr. Paul Carlson for answering my personal message on the Patreon site there. He really helped me quite a bit. Yeah, I sent him dozens of pictures, and he poured over them and had some suggestions for me, and it was really helpful. I appreciate that very much. Anyway, I discovered what was wrong. It was that I put in a resistor. It was off by a factor of 1,000, so that was what was dragging it onto the ground there, making it burn up R1. Anyway, it's back restored. I put new bumpers on the bottom here so it doesn't drag on the ground. The line cord was still good, and all in all, I'm really happy with this. It's a great addition to my test bench. Now I can I've got some sockets ordered. I'm gonna fire these guys up and play with them a little bit now that I have a working power supply that regulated 400 volt and minus 100 plus filament voltage. So very nice device. Very cool little piece of gear. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll put out another video of the next thing I get. I've got some old radios I'm working on, and I'm also finishing up a couple of Mr. Carlson's lab projects that I'm customizing and kind of making them my own. Go slow, I got other stuff to do besides this. Unfortunately, I wish I had nothing. I wish I had nothing to do but this, but you know how that goes. Alright everyone, take care. Have a good one. Bye.